Hey y'all! So we just finished filming this makeup tutorial. It will be up next, so just keep an eye out for that. It's using a very affordable palette. But this video is going to be all about newborn essentials and the things that I feel like we could not live without. It can be a little overwhelming with all the gear and the goodies and the fun stuff that's out there, but I feel like these things some of them are like, duh, like everybody has those on the list, but I want to reiterate them that they are a necessity. And then some of them I feel like I was kind of like, wow, this came in super handy and I had no clue it was going to be so awesome. So if you're interested in hearing about our newborn essentials, just keep watching. Okay, so first we're going to start with some smaller things and then we'll go into a few bigger items that are a little bit more expensive. So first thing I think on the list, and I'm not going to go in any particular order, so these aren't ranked in like necessity, but just random. But first thing would be the muslin blankets, so like this one. I actually got this on a pack, like a 3-pack off of Amazon. They are just super lightweight but still warm at the same time. They're very soft with like each wash. They seem to just get softer and softer. And they're really versatile, I feel like. So obviously you can use them to swaddle him, to just cover him up, like his legs up if he gets a little chilly. I've used them as a nursing cover, probably more than I've used my regular nursing cover. They're just a little bit more convenient, I feel like, because I usually always have one by him. And even at the house when people come over, if I need to, I can just throw it over, and I feel like, it's so lightweight, it's not hot, I don't get hot, he doesn't get hot, all that. So they're just really versatile, so I definitely would suggest the muslin swaddle blankets like this. On the topic of swaddles, I want to talk to you guys about these kind of Velcro swaddles. They don't make much sense just holding them up like this, but you wrap them up, you stick them in this little pouch almost kind of thing, and then you wrap them up and you just Velcro them in. This brand is called Swaddle Me, and I actually like these Velcro swaddles better than our Halo Sleep Sack. These are just cotton, they're really soft, they're lightweight, and they're just not as bulky, and you don't have to zip them in and out of it. I don't know. I just prefer this type of Velcro swaddle, but I would definitely suggest some type of swaddle that they cannot get their arms out of. For nights that they're really fussy, or they just need a little bit more extra comfort. So item number 3 is one he actually has right here. These are called Wubbanub. So this is a little stuffed animal, little elephant that's attached to a pacifier, and they have all different types of little stuffed animals from this brand that are attached to a pacifier. And at first he was just using the regular pacifier from the hospital, and I was gonna wait to start using this till I got a little bit older. I grabbed it one day in a rush because he was fussing and I was in his bedroom, so I just grabbed it real quick and we started using it. And at first I was just like, my brain was playing tricks on me because I thought, well, I think it's really cute, so that's why I think he likes it more, because it's cute. But I honestly feel like, no, he really does like this better than his regular pacifiers. Now, we've only tried this and the hospital pacifiers. I haven't tried any of the other ones. Like, I've heard the Tommy Timmy or something like that, or just the regular, like, normal old school pacifiers. We haven't tried any of those, but because he really seems to like this one a lot. So you can hold it a little bit better. So I would definitely suggest the Wubbanub pacifiers. And they're cute. And I think when he gets older, he'll really like this type of pacifier because it does have a little baby on it. So the third item would really just be a white noise machine in general. I don't necessarily know if I would suggest this one particularly. I do like this one for different reasons, but really just a white noise machine in general. But this is the brand My Baby, and I think I got this at Target. But it has a little hook, and it also has a thing where you can stand it up if you need to. This has white noise, lullabies, oceans, which I really like that noise too, or he really likes that noise too. Obviously the volume buttons, it does get pretty loud. You can set it on a timer where it plays like constantly, or 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes. And I like that this is like kind of like travel friendly. You can clip it onto their stroller if you needed to, in the car when you're traveling. I put it in the bedroom sometimes. I brought it in the living room yesterday when he was kind of a little bit more fussy, and it really seems to soothe him really nicely, and it kind of helps me. I shush him a little bit for a little while, and then I kind of let this take over basically, and it seems to really help a lot. So I would definitely suggest a white noise machine or something like that. The next three things are bath related. So, but they're things that I wasn't really expecting to either really like or really need, but they definitely came in handy. Baby washcloths. Actually, I had some, but I had to go buy more after he came because I usually use two when I give him bath and when I give him sponge bath. So one if I'm giving a bath, one has soap on it and one is just wet with no soap to wipe the soap away. I feel like it just kind of helps a little bit better. And then even when you're giving him a sponge bath, I use two washcloths too. So you go through a lot of washcloths, and I feel like it's something that I wasn't thinking about or expecting to need more of until, he got here. Okay, so he was acting like he wanted to eat again, so I'm actually nursing him right now because I have to get done filming these. I have a million things I need to get done today, so, and he is, of course, being a little less cooperative than he usually is. If I had no plans today, he'd be just straight chilling. Okay, so the next item is this lotion, which I'll explain. It's not necessarily this brand just yet because I haven't had a chance to really use it enough to 100% know just yet, but this is Baby Ganix. This is a moisturizing daily lotion. It's non-allergenic, no parabens, sulfate-free, no mineral oil, petroleum dyes, or synthetic fragrances. So basically it's kind of like more of an organic type of baby lotion, and I got the body wash also. And the reason I did that, because I got a bunch of body wash and baby lotions for my baby shower, but they're all the Johnson & Johnson brand. And I first started using when he was first born and we were just doing sponge baths because we were waiting for his umbilical cord to fall off. I started with the lavender Johnson & Johnson kind, the sleep time one, because I thought, okay, that's cool, that'll help him like relax. I mean, lavender makes me sleepy, so why wouldn't it make him sleepy? But it ended up really drying his skin out, like really drying it out for getting sponge baths. So I stopped using it, and it did help. It helped his skin was a lot less dry, and I used this other Johnson & Johnson that we have that says newborn. It actually on the bottle says newborn, like okay for newborns or something like that. But still his skin is dry. He started to get a little bit of almost like a cradle cap, and I only bathe him once a week, and we do sponge baths, like maybe twice a week, once a week. I mean, I'm very like relaxed with his bath schedule because of the skin, the dry skin, and the doctors say you only supposed to bathe babies once a week. Like that's perfectly normal, that he's fine to get baths like that. So, so the only thing I could think of is his dry skin is still associated with the Johnson & Johnson products that I've been using. They're just a little bit too fragrant for him, like right now at this point. Now, obviously, when he gets a little older, I will totally use Johnson & Johnson, and, I think that'll be fine. So, I did go ahead and pick up this for him, and again, I think it's really helped, but I obviously don't know if it's just necessarily this brand, but I would just suggest like maybe the Aveeno or something that is like pretty fragrant free, and just really more for sensitive skin for right when they're very first newborn, because their skin is just so sensitive, and you don't want to be fighting any dry patches or cradle cap or anything like that. So this next product is actually something that came with our, what is it called? His baby bath. And the baby bath that we have is from Fisher-Price, and it's like it's all the stages from newborn all the way up. It has all these little things that come with it, but this came with it, and ever since we've I've been using it, and it's a lifesaver. So it is this bottle, and this is from Fisher Price, and it has little holes. Can you guys see that? So you fill it up. Obviously it's really big, so it has a lot of water. If I fill the whole thing up, it lasts throughout the whole bath. Actually, plus some. I always usually have to spill some out because obviously his baths are pretty quick because he's so little. But you fill it up, and then you close the lid up, and it sprinkles out kind of just like a shower. It's really soft, like the sprinkle, isn't like heavy like a lot of water. It's a really soft sprinkle, and I'm able to rinse him off very easily. Get his head, just cover his eyes. I just like it's a lot better than a cup, and I love it. It's one of those random things that I was like, oh, that's cool that it came with it. But I didn't realize, like, no, I really love this. Like, I'll be using this forever. And I don't know if they sell this separately, but I would look into something maybe like this, or if they do sell it separately, I would totally purchase this for newborns because it makes bath time quick and easy. And especially when they're fussing and they don't like baths, it's, again, total lifesaver. Okay, and then just a clothing item really quick. And this is obviously kind of another one of those like, well, duh, but they really are very important to stock up on, have plenty of. The footsie pajamas. So I would suggest getting both the button kind, so this is a one with buttons on it, and then one kind that are zip up all the way, for two different reasons. So when he first came home, he did not like to be naked. He didn't like to be changed, none of that. And I thought, nobody has time for buttons, just use the zipper kind. Like, it's way faster, which it is faster to get him in and out of. Those were definitely come in handy. He still wears them, so I don't mean like past tense, but they were really, really handy for that first like week or two. And then we've definitely transitioned more to the button kind, especially at night, because what I do is I button it all the way to his diaper pretty much, and then both snaps at his feet. I don't worry about buttoning the two buttons that are down at the bottom where his diaper is. I just leave that open, but at night they come in. I feel like the button ones come in handy because basically all you have to do is unsnap the two buttons at his feet, like on each feet, the one button on each foot, and you don't have to get him all the way like exposed. So all the buttons on his top half stay closed, and I feel like, he's probably not staying any warmer, but in my brain he's staying a little bit more warm. And I've heard a lot of moms telling me, get the zipper kind, get the zipper kind, get the zipper kind. But really, I feel like the button ones are really handy too. And again, you just don't have to unbutton them the whole way when you change them. So you're kind of keeping them a little bit more covered. So, but definitely with feet. I have a few button ones that don't have feet. And I'm like, what the heck? So he doesn't wear those that often. He wears those more during the day, like if we're home just hanging out. But at nighttime, you don't have to worry about his feet being cold or him keeping his socks on or anything like that. So the next two items you have to have, and you need them before he comes, or before your baby comes, he or she. And the first one is the nose Frida, which I'm sure you guys have heard of this if you are expecting. I feel like this is on everybody's list. I was like, okay, I'll get one. I didn't have it on my like registry, but I was like, I'll get one whenever, like, later on when he's here, and I'm thinking like 3 or 4 months old, like no big deal. Week 1, he got a very stuffy nose, and he had it for 10 days. Like right brand spanking new. So we had to go stock up on all the nose stuff, like the saline drops. I had to go buy a nose Frida. I did have the bulb that they gave us, and I started using that, and I was just like, let me go see what the fuss is about with this nose Frida, because everybody talks about it. Like, you need it, it's a must, you have to have it. So I was like, okay, let's go see. And it was so helpful and so amazing. So for those of you who don't know how it works, it's a little weird, but you stick this end in your mouth, and then this part goes in their nose and you suction the snot in. Now, they have such little snot, it never gets anywhere close to this part of it. I mean, like, literally never. Like, it only really stays down here. And you do need to obviously continue to rinse this out as much as possible, and it does come apart. Like, the whole thing just comes apart, so it's easy to clean and keep sanitary. But it does help get the snot out for sure. And this last small product is amazing. Like, people need to talk about this the way they talk about the nose Frida, and I grabbed it just like, I'm going to try anything at this point, like, whatever. So he's had a lot of gas issues, and now he has something called silent reflux, which is basically acid reflux, but he doesn't spit up as much, and there's a few other, like, different symptoms compared to regular reflux. So his tummy does bother him a lot, and kind of keeping him content sometimes is a little difficult, especially after he gets done eating, of course. And when we gas drops, all that business, but this right here is amazing. It's called the Happy Tummy, and it has on here colic and gas relief. Comfortable waistband calms fussy baby. So basically, and I'm going to open it up for you guys. I just keep it in this box just to keep it clean. But it is a little thing like this, and inside this little pouch is a awesome, sorry Kason, it's like, I just want to nurse in some peace and quiet here, is this little log. It has the little beads in it, and it has, this smells like, kind of like lavender and, I don't know, something, but it's kind of aromatherapy. It's kind of like those logs that you get for when you have headaches. You just heat this up in the microwave for like 20 seconds, nothing longer than that. Stick it back in the little pouch in here, and then you wrap this around his tummy. It has the Velcro that you just wrap it around, and then you hold him like to you kind of snuggle him, which you're holding him anyways when he's, you know, fussing, so it's nothing extra, but you just hold him to you and kind of rock him and keep him, and it seriously, it calms him down. He usually always falls asleep after he's been wearing it for a little while. It just makes him so content. So I would definitely suggest picking this up. If you're having like a baby who has stomach issues, I guess you probably don't need this like right away if your baby doesn't have those kind of issues, but it does really keep them content, and it just relaxes their tummy, and he usually ends up passing a little bit of gas after he's been wearing it for a second. So it's been a lifesaver. I love it so much. So that's it for the small products. The next two products are bigger, but they have been really, really helpful. The first one is called a Docatot, and I'm going to include clips right here of him in it and kind of what it looks like. So he just sleeps in this at night. He actually co-sleeps with us right now in the bed, but he's in this little thing, which gives me a peace of mind. I don't have to worry about him, you know, rolling over or blankets getting on him or, you know, anything weird like that. It helps me get some sleep, especially with nursing him. You know, we nurse during the night a lot. And I can just put him in it and kind of basically I can almost get in it with him, and I'll show you here, and I'll put my hand on him, and sometimes I'll kind of put my face up close to him, and kind of snuggle him a little bit to get him back to sleep and calm him down if we're having a rough night. So I would definitely suggest this. It is hella expensive, and I am so fortunate and thankful to my best friend Julia. She actually is letting me borrow her. This is her. She's letting me borrow it from her. Her little boy started rolling over right about the time I was about to have Kason. So she's letting me borrow it. I'm going to buy her a new cover for it and give it back to her when we're done using it, because they are planning on having they're planning on having another one. So she didn't want to sell it. So I'm very fortunate to her because these are really pricey, but I'm telling you guys, if you plan on breastfeeding, I would 1,000% suggest saving up and just biting the bullet and getting one. The last and final item is called the Fisher-Price Rock and Play, and this is the auto one. So they have two different kinds. One is just a regular rocker. You have to actually manually rock it, like with your foot or your hand or whatever. But this is the auto one, so I would definitely suggest getting this one. These are super easy to travel with. They fold up. They're really lightweight. Even with the little machine on it that rocks it, it's still very lightweight. He sleeps in that during the day. He would keep it in the living room, and that's where he takes his naps, and he seems to really like it. Sometimes he'll just hang out and chill, and I'll just rock him, and he's just looking around, and it seems to really comfort him, and I don't know, it's just, I just feel like it's a necessity. We have a swing for him that actually also has like a vibrating chair that comes off of it, and we got him, and that was what we had in the living room when we brought him home. I put him in it, and it swallowed him whole. I had to put blankets around him, and I was like, you know what, this is way too big for him just yet. He's way too little. So I feel like the big swings are not a necessity when they're, at least the kind that we have. I don't know if everybody's is like that, but isn't necessarily a necessity until they get a little bit bigger. But the Fisher-Price Rock and Play is totally a necessity. So I think that's it for the my newborn essentials list anyways. Obviously there's other things that I feel like have been really helpful, but those are things that when I really sit and think about it, I'm like, this is awesome, can't live without. And I just feel like overall this list hopefully was very helpful, and some things maybe you didn't think of. And like for me, like the nose for Rita, I was like, I'll get it later, like I don't need it right now. He's not gonna have a stuffy nose. Like literally 5 days old, stuffy nose. So yeah, just our little experience, and I know everybody's different and not everything works for every baby, so this isn't like, I'm no expert on babies or anything. I'm just an expert on my baby, which is way different than your baby. But I hope it helped and gave you at least some things to think about. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Let me know if I missed anything, if I need to know something that was like a total life changer for you guys. Please comment them down below. I'm always looking for products that, are helpful and that babies like, so let me know those. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am pretty active on there. I do stories and kind of keep you guys updated on our daily life. Really a very hard eyeshadow to get right, and that is black. So